So if you remember in the previous subtasks, we looked at how we can, format time and then print it out. Now let's look at the new concept and see in what different ways we can format time in Java. So in the java.time package, we have local datetime and datetime formatter classes from which we can format and get the current time. So datatime formatter, as I told previously, is going to format the local datetime which it gets into a human readable way, and we can define in what way we want it to print out. So from this particular code, what we can get to know is that local datetime.now stores each component separately. That is, it stores the year separately because we can get only the year using now.getYear. And over here we have now.getMonth value. And again we have now.getDay of month. So we can get individual components of datetime using the local datetime function. And over here we can have custom formatting using datetime formatter, and this is how it's defined. And you can see we have two examples over here. Coming to the code, once again we have two examples as to how the syntax should be. And over here we have our objectives for this particular subtask, that is in what way we want to format it. Coming to the code, we're going to import the local datetime in the datetime formatter class, and the CodeChef class we're going to define our main function. So first and foremost we need to get the current time, so we're going to get it using local datetime.now and store it in now. Now we're going to first print out the current time structure, that is how it is going to be printed out without any formatting. So here we have year, month, day, hour, minute and second, and then we're going to print out a new line character. And now over here we're going to start formatting. So in our first formatter, that is in formatter 1, we're going to format in year, month, day, hour, minute and second. We did this particular formatting in the previous subtask. So the capital M means month and the small m means minute. And if you're given HH both in capital, then it means we're going to print out the hour in 24-hour format. That's why we won't need AM or PM. If we need AM or PM, we would print out a simple A over here. And then we're going to print out, this is the way this time has been formatted, and print out the formatted time. Once again, we're going to print out a new line character. And now coming to the second formatter, we're going to print it out in this particular format. That is, you're going to print out day first, then month, then year. It is basically in an opposite way from the previous one. Over here we printed year, month and day. Now we're printing day, month and year. And one thing you notice, we haven't printed second over here. We've just printed hour and minute. And then we're going to print out, this is the particular format we've used and the formatted time. Then I'm going to print out a new line character. And now over here we're going to separate the day. That is, you're going to give int day equal to now.getDay of the month. Now in this particular code block, what we are doing is we're adding suffixes like th, st, nd and rd. Basically, let's say you say first, it has a suffix st, and let's say I say third, it has a suffix rd. So we're going to be adding that to the particular formatted time to make it more human readable. So initially the suffix will have the value th, and if day modulus 10 equal to 1 and day is not equal to 11, then the suffix will be st. So let's say any date in which has 1 at the ending, that is 1, 21, 31, and it's not 11. The exclamation mark over here means not, and it's not 11. Then we're going to make the suffix st. Or else if day modulo 10 equal to 2. What this basically means is that if the end of the date is 2, like 22 and 2, like 2 and 22, and it's not 12. And similarly over here, if it ends with 3, that is if day modulo 10 equal to 3 and day is not equal to 13, then we're going to print out rd, that is for third, 23rd. And over here we have our third formatter. And one thing you'll notice over here, we're given m 4 times. So what this means is it's basically going to print out the name of the month like in full letters. It's not going to print out the number of the month. Instead, let's say right now it's October, so it's not going to print out 10. Instead, it's going to print out the actual word October, and 4y stand for year. And we're going to print out hour in the 12-hour format and the minute, and the A over here is used to denote whether it's AM or PM. and then once again we're going to printing out the formatted time. Let's just run this code once. So you can see first you're going to print out year, month, day, hour, minute and second. This isn't as readable as let's say this or even this. That's why you'll be formatting it in a custom way. So you have the first time format, the second time format, and finally the format where we add its suffixes.